I got to work with a guy, Arash, that doesn't even know who Finger 11 is. Great Canadiana there, isn't it?
We are getting old, Barney. Like, our references aren't going over. The boys don't know some of the bands. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah. They have an answering machine, a maestro, phones with cords. We lived through that. We battled through that, Arash.
VCRs, typewriters, you know?
There's nothing, there is nothing more gratifying than recording something on VHS and setting the time correctly than getting home later and you did it right.
You did it properly.
My old roommate in Swift Current, I used to work the morning shows, and I'd fall asleep, and I would say, if you hear me sleeping, make sure you record North of 60 for me. I've watched that series from front to back. It's actually very underrated.
So, like, you try and think of some of the references that nobody would ever understand, Barney. How about tracking on the VCR?
Oh, tracking. The tracking knob broke. No, what do we do?
Tracking knob broke. Or, heaven forbid, the power went out when you were trying to record WWF, Superstars on a Saturday afternoon or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
Mayhem.
SAS Power guys, keep your heads up when that was going down. We'll get to CFL in a bit here. We got some Brett Lauther clips I want to run by you as well. We just got in. But let's start with the Blue Jays. And Friday, you get a massive piece added to their mix. But I did a podcast interview that's releasing tomorrow, and I'm going to play some of it on the Sports Cage later this week with Andrew Albers, North Battleford, Saskatchewan.
Sure.
And he talked about when he had it and the setback. The setback after setback after setback. I didn't really know because I'm like huge baseball guy. I know of it and all that. What can people expect from a pitcher that's coming off Tommy John?
Yeah, and what we're talking about is Shane Bieber. So the Blue Jays at the deadline, they go and they say to themselves, we continue to come up short in October. We need to go get a legitimate arm. And the arm they come up with is a Cy Young Award winner from the pandemic-shortened season. But Shane Bieber is a legit arm. Issue is he's coming off TJ. And post-Tommy John, he still has not pitched in a big league game. He's pitched in the minors. And Friday night, he's going to go against the Marlins. So it's a good little transition because the Marlins are effectively somewhere between AAA and a big league team. But that's the question, Barney. The question is, when Bieber's healthy, he's got the stuff, he's elite, he's legit, all of those things. What Andrew Albers talks about is real. And what happened to Andrew is going to be different than what happens to Barney. It's going to be different medically than what happens with Shane, how they bounce back, all those kinds of things. So it's not just that Friday is an important start. It's how is he going to come out of that and feeling on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday? How will he rebound for his second start and his third start? Because we're talking about less than 6 weeks away from the playoffs starting. And the Jays need to know quickly what they have and whether or not he will or won't be in the postseason mix.
I always love if the postseason started today questions, right? But if they did, let's say, how would the rotation look? Who would be the guy that maybe is not getting in?
Well, the guy right now that to me is on the outside looking in is Jose Barrios. And we're talking about a former opening day starter, somebody they gave a pile of money to. He just hasn't performed the last 3 or 4 starts. And so what do you do with Barrios? If you're able to avoid the wild card round, you just, move Jose into the bullpen, have him in a long role if you need to. Is that the play? The question too, Barney, here is what about Max Scherzer? Scherzer starts tonight. He's had thumb issues. He went away for a while. He's come back. His last couple of starts, Mad Max at age 42, 43, is finally looking like the Scherzer of old. The question is, for how long? And is that thumb, is the age, is all of this a ticking time bomb? Or can he be relied upon? And that is going to answer itself between now and the end of next month.
Okay, it was played I was actually at the dentist today. So when you go to the dentist and they have the TV up, you can't really hear anything. And I'm watching because I didn't watch the Jays game last night with Pittsburgh and the loss. But I'm sitting there watching and I'm like, what's going on here? So what happened in the game between Tommy Pham of Pittsburgh and the Jays catcher?
So Pham is up to bat. Tyler Heineman's the backup catcher for the Jays. And Pham ends up walking. And after ball 4, he gives a bit of a bat flip, and then he stops, turns around, and he and Heineman get into it. And Heineman's like, I had nothing to say to him. But what Pham said was that, Heineman was, after ball 3, had something to say about that pitch. And then the dugout's empty and everybody says, my dad's better than your dad. And then nothing really comes of it. Well, it didn't in the moment. And George Springer, a vet, goes over to Tommy Pham to calm him down. Pham's been on 7 or 8 different big league teams. But then Keegan Matheson, who covers the Blue Jays for MLB.com, posts a tweet, basically Heineman saying, news to me, whatever. I didn't say a word. You're probably as confused as I am, blah, blah, blah. And Tommy Pham responds to Keegan's line saying, bitching about a call not being called a strike to the umpire when it's clearly below the zone is disrespectful, not only the umpire, but the hitter as well. So like I said, when I flip the bat, F him. Dude has 2 years in the show. I know the zone. Now, Keegan went back to Tommy Pham, Barney, this afternoon to try and get any kind of comment from him. And Pham wasn't going down that road. He just said, look, let him know I speak in facts. I was hoping for some fireworks tonight. The issue is Tommy Pham, lifetime, 3 for 26 against Max Scherzer. So when you got a lifetime average of $1.15, you're not in the lineup. So Pittsburgh's sitting, and maybe this just all goes away.
I think this should just let Pham and Heineman's dads fight. That's what should happen. Okay, let's go to the CFL.
Yep.
What's Arash Madani think about the kicking situation in Saskatchewan? Lauther about 66% here. Very windy day on Saturday again. Some people piling on. Most of the people that we're getting the text messages here are saying, just stick with them. I'm kind of on the fence right now, and I know Brett, great guy. Where do you stand? What do you think?
Well, I'm always going to stand up for a guy from Truro, Nova Scotia.
True.
And I'm always going to stand up for a vet in a kicking situation, especially in that market, not because of the pressure and the noise, whatever, but because of the understanding of the conditions. And I go back, not to age myself too much, but Troy Westwood always talked about in that old Winnipeg Stadium, knowing how the winds work and when to line drive it, when to put something under it. Now, do I think Brett's going through it right now? Yes. Do I think it's a case of the yips? No. Do I think he's lost his confidence? Only Brett really knows that. Am I concerned? No. Do I think he's going to figure it out? Yes. You cannot legitimately evaluate the game the other day. It felt like you were watching a video game car game where it's just kind of weaving in and out of traffic. The wind was just nuts.
RC Pro-Am.
RC Pro-Am. Barney, remind me, what's the Riders' record?
8 wins, 1 lost because of smoke, and they had to play the next day.
Right. It's all going to be okay. I promise. I get we're all looking for reasons to worry and reasons to wonder. If Brett Lauther was in year 1 or 2 or 3, I'd have real concern. A pro and a vet who's been through it, I think he'll figure it out.
The best part is, though, if we do have reason to worry, Barney said he'd grow a mustache if they lost 5 games, like 2013.
If they lose 5 games in a row, I'm growing a stash.
So we got something to look forward to, even if they are losing.
So Barney's going to do a Movember in October?
When you're here next week, remind me to show you a picture of when I had a legit stash.
One of the best Chris Cuthbert lines of all time, speaking of which, when Winston October was a kick returner for Edmonton back in the day. I remember October was taking a kick back in a Grey Cup for a touchdown. And Cuthbert's line was, "It's October in November." Very good. So you're gonna do the Movember in October.
I'll do it in September. But okay, let's hear from Brett Lauther here, because we have some audio now. We can listen to it all together. Asked about his rough start to the season.
Not much I can say to add to it. Just hasn't been up to the standard that we have and everyone else is playing at. And yeah, just back to chopping wood and trying to figure it out.
So then this one, I haven't heard these either. I haven't proofed them. Can he pinpoint what has been the problem?
If it was something I knew to fix, I would have fixed it a while ago. Yeah, I don't think it's one thing right now. It's just a ton of different little things, and like I said, it's just not good enough, and that's just kind of period after that.
We have to put ourselves in that guy's shoes a little bit, right? And I think anybody out there and people that message, and we've talked about it, you equate it to golfing. If anybody's ever teed up a ball on a tight hole with sand or woods on one side, woods on the other, or water or whatever it is, and you're not feeling it and you're not swinging it well, it's like, Jesus, take the wheel.
Well, and then add tornado style winds to the mix.
Tornado style winds. Yeah.
This is, look, and I don't want to sound like a broken record. I find with kickers, if you're a young guy, this can rattle you and it can derail you. If you're a vet, you've been through it, you've been in big pressure situations, et cetera, over the years, you'll find a way and you'll figure it out. Because you've had to, at some point along the way, be it in practice, be it in the off season, be it when nobody's watching. So yeah, I think I'm standing with Brett Lauther.
Okay, this might make your day. Here is the post-game show on Rider Radio on the weekend.
Oh, baby.
And this beauty with Justin Dunk. Listen to this.
Who do you want to bring in at kicker? You're talking about Brett Lauther, that he's not championship caliber in your opinion. So who is your solution at kicker?
Justin Tucker.
That ain't it, bro. That ain't happening. I said a realistic solution, okay?
I knew that would get you. You gotta love it. You gotta love
Dunk. I love Dunk, and I admire him for just staying even keeled through that, because that's when you get sent to HR on Monday morning, Barney, because at that point you just grab the chair and you just start smashing it in the studio. Like, how am I supposed to win with you? Justin Tucker.
Hey, Justin, Jeremy O'Day here up in Regina, Saskatchewan.
I got $6,000 a week, a furnished 1-bedroom apartment.
It's a studio.
Okay, studio. And some gift cards to Boston Pizza.
Western Pizza.
Hey,
next we're only a week away from you being in the studio. I was almost thinking we should do the show from Western Pizza, from Spiro's location.
Ooh.
I don't. Let me mull that over in the old dome here. Okay, but that's it for.
By the way, this is how committed I am to making the show next Wednesday. Like, I'm coming regardless. Air Canada's not getting in the way. You know what I mean? But so I'm going to take if Air Canada doesn't figure its bleep out by next Wednesday, I am on a 6 a.m. out of Toronto, connecting in Winnipeg to make sure I'm there in time for the Sports Cage on Western.
Commitment.
Yes.
Gotta love it. Keep me updated on those travel plans.
Let's do the show from Western Pizza, damn it.
We could meet, and we could do the show from Silver Heights in Winnipeg.
if the connector gets canceled, we may have to.
Awesome, buddy. Okay, we'll talk to you Thursday.
All right, see ya.
See you later.